been a while. 2 years, Davina.
2 years, girl.
And I'm sure our viewers, aka Diamonds, must be thinking, what happened to us? Jeez.
So, what has happened?
Shout it out and let them know. It's the Davina and Sabrina show. These girls got a lot of sad topics with a lot of class. Davina and Sabrina show. Spill the tea, drink it up. These girls really know what's up. Spill the tea, drink it up. These girls really know what's up. Davina, Sabrina, it's Davina and Sabrina. Davina and Sabrina show.
Welcome to an episode of the Davina and
Sabrina show.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. So, girl, where are we?
We are in our new home. We are in a new studio. We are back and we are bad.
We sure are.
Uh-huh.
So, guys, please subscribe and follow us at the Davina and Sabrina show on these platforms on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and
Facebook.
Yes.
It's been a while. 2 years, Davina.
Years, girl.
And I'm sure our viewers, aka Diamonds, must be thinking, what happened to us? Jeez.
So, what has happened?
We had to take a bit of time out. We had to take a bit of time out in life. So I'll start off. What's been happening for the last 2 years? In the latter part of us filming our lives, see, I was turning 40 that year. That was a brilliant year, actually. That was a really good year where I was jet setting. A few of my friends, we all turned 40. And so we just had all decided to just go away and treat ourselves. So from Mexico to Abu Dhabi to Dubai to France, just living it up. It was great. It gave a bit of an insight with the kind of life, that I wanna have. And then shortly after that, made a big decision to have, so I had fibroids. So for some of you guys who did watch our episode on fibroids will know how crippling fibroids is. And I was suffering from that. No small fibroids, really big fibroids. And I finally made a decision to have it taken out. Unfortunately, it was too big to just have it cut out or blasted. So I had to have a myectomy, which is basically a cut, like a cesarean. So, and I have a cesarean scar without actually having a child. How insane is that? But it was the best decision that I've made. It was absolutely affecting my livelihood, getting anxiety to go out. As you all know, like one of the symptoms is heavy bleeding, and it's just, I had to make a decision to do that. I know some people may not necessarily agree because one of the things is that once you treat it in such a manner with the operations, it grows back. So yeah, I mean, that's the gamble I have to deal with. But at that moment, I couldn't carry it anymore. Even, isn't it, like each time we'd want to go out to Vina, I'd be like, you know what, like, I need to see, is it going to be that time? Like, I just couldn't leave the house for a good few days. I'm just so blessed that I was able to work from home. Otherwise, I would have had to be taking time off work. And it's just insane. But anyway, so decided to have that. Within that same time, just decided to move out. As you know, I moved back to South at some point, then I moved out in Hastings, and I just took that time to just do me, to soul search, and to so the operation for me was a representation of new beginning, looking after self, taking that step back and just thinking about what's next. So I really did that. That felt good. That actually felt really good to just take charge. One, to make a decision. Actually, like making decisions, you know, I can procrastinate a lot. And so I'm really happy I did that. And that representing, like that just catapulted me into the next stage of just what's next. Career, work, relationships. So obviously soul searching, dating, made a massive decision to go and visit my dad for the first time. Talked about later in most of my life at 41. It's pretty insane. So went back to Nigeria for that. And yeah, it has just been a healing 2 years. I very recently lost a really close friend of mine that I'd known since I was 16. And I'm still dealing with that, to be fair, because that's real recent. It's raw at the moment, to be fair. But so yeah, it's just, that's been tough, I'll be honest, as you know. He was my soulmate, and just didn't, you know, when you just think someone's just going to be there forever, to be fair. So yeah, that's just been happening. So I'm just going through the motions with that at the moment. But ultimately, it has been a couple of years of new beginnings and endings. And that's where I'm at. But I'm in a good place other than that. What about you, Dee? What's been going on?
Well, my main thing has been losing my mum. So a lot of the Diamonds will know, the ones who have been following us from the beginning, that I was a carer for my mum, my brother and I. I was a carer for her for 12 years, and basically she was my world. So losing her obviously had a tremendous effect on both myself and my brother. So I would say the last 2 years has been reevaluating what my purpose is and also how I navigate relationships also. So I would say it's been, or is still, a day-by-day basis. Some days are good, other days, you know, something can trigger you off. Like the other day I was in the supermarket and I saw something she liked, and then that obviously hits you in a way where you just realise again, she's not here. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but I'm just taking it one day at a time, having counselling. I've got the support of good friends, such as my good friend Sabrina and family. But I'm just taking it one day at a time. But what it's led me to do is to look at my wants and needs in terms of relationships, what I ultimately want to do, as well as this podcast and other sort of business ventures, what I want to do as a person in life, I would say. And I've also taken a trip back to Sierra Leone, which I'll tell you guys about in a later episode. Again, that was to feel closer to my mum and also my dad, who I lost as a teenager. So, yeah, it's really rocked my world in terms of what I want to do. But one thing I do like is that I can just focus on me now, even though, you know, I would go back and do it again 10 times over because my mum, you know, she made so many sacrifices for my brother and I. Like, I'll do it again 10 times over. But it's allowed me to just be a bit selfish, you know? Yeah. So, and just focus on myself, what I need, and just, you know, I'm sure my mum would definitely want me to sort of just put yourself first, Davina. You've put yourself at the back front for me for so many years. Now it's your time. And that's what I feel like now. It's my time. I've been traveling more. Obviously, you guys know, the ones who've been following us, I'm always traveling, me and Sabrina. Yeah, I'm traveling, dining out. I've just really been doing like self-indulging, I would say, if you want to say it like that. So, but yeah, still a process, day by day, getting counselling and just taking it day by day. And,
Can I ask, how's the counselling going?
It's going good. So I'm part of like a bereavement group. So it's good actually speaking to other people, especially a lot of them, they're older than me. So I feel they've got this air of wisdom. Yeah. So it's good, you know, sharing experiences. And then we also have a counsellor and a spiritual healer actually on site. Yeah. Oh, so really? She does a lot of like meditation and all that. Oh, nice. And then we have the counsellor, and then you have like tea and biscuits with all these other old people. And my brother, actually, I got him to go as well. So yeah, we're the youngest in the group, but I like that. Yeah, I like that. So you've got all these older people who are just sharing their experiences. But yeah, it's going really, really well.
That's good. No, that's been a tough one, to be fair.
It has. And then also you think, oh my God, I know obviously I'm big old 40 odd now, but I'm an orphan now. Oh, geez. Yeah. So I know, but that also come to the realization that both your parents are gone. But yeah. So, Sabrina, what can our diamonds, or viewers, should I say, expect from us in future episodes here at the Davina Sabrina Show?
So just, listen, you guys know us already, okay, from our live shows. So obviously we're changing it up a little bit, but also just two down-to-earth South London girls, although I'm no longer in South London at the moment, but, you know, I always say you can take the girl out of the South, but you can't take the South out of the girl. But just two down to earth friends who just coming together, having good conversations, pushing the boundaries with some of our topics, having some amazing guests, and just more importantly, just have fun and just bring you guys into our world a little bit. And hopefully, what I would like is just for people to just, we're quite self-reflectors. You know, there is something to be said about that. So would like you guys to just sometimes at the end of the topic, just start reflecting on certain things. So yeah, that's what we want to do. And just have a bit of fun more so. And get a bit, it's a good way to get our creativity back, right?
Exactly. It's been such a long time.
It's been such a long time. So
Too
I'm
long.
excited.
Yeah.
But can I ask you, Davina, what, out of all that's happened, what would you say that you've learned the most in the last 2 years?
Like I said, I've done a lot of self-reflection in terms of what my purpose is. So I'm learning more about myself, both in a working business, just generally why I'm here, and then also in a romantic setting. So I took a lot of time out from dating. I've recently got back into dating recently, even though I'm still single. And yeah, it's not going so well, but I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that in future episodes.
Davina's dating stories are hilarious.
God, I've got some news for you guys. Oh my goodness.
One day.
Yeah, but it just made me, I would say, look at, like I said, at me, what my purpose is, going for things and just, you know, reevaluating not just my wants, my needs. What do I need?
Yeah.
In terms of like my soul. I know that sounds a bit deep, but what I need in terms of progressing in what they call is life, ultimately.
What do you think you need? Have you got a bit of some answers yet? Or
I have a few. Actually, I think maybe this will be actually a good episode, actually, in terms of which way I can discuss that. Yeah. I'm sort of gauging, like, I just definitely want to do something where I'm helping others. Definitely. It has to have an aspect of that. I don't know what that is yet. Okay. But like with this bereavement group, like, we had a new lady who'd recently lost her mother there. And I really felt like I really wanted to like help her. And she said after our conversation, she goes, oh, you really good at, even the woman who arranged my mum's funeral, she said I'll be good at maybe doing something like helping families through like grief and, you know, at that initial stage. I don't know if that's what I want to do specifically, but she says I have the qualities for that, supposedly. So yeah, something where you're caring and helping for others. I guess I've been caring for mum for 12 years, so maybe I've got something in me. But yeah, I would say I've definitely learned that in the past 2 years. And what about yourself?
So I do think that I've learned to just trust the process and trust myself. A relaxed Sabrina, I keep saying this, I've said this, but it resonates with me when I say this. A relaxed Sabrina just makes good decisions. And so what that means is that I need to just keep trusting me. I've had to make a lot of decisions in the last couple of years that if I listen to the outside noise or the naysay or whatever, like the fear, even my own fears, it could be the inside noise as well, like actually, such as, you know, going to meet my father, going to Nigeria. There's a lot that comes with that. I wouldn't have done it, but I knew what I was trying to get out of it. So I just need to keep trusting me. I'll be honest, actually, not just the last 2 years, that is something that keeps recurring in my life. And I think we all have the ability, if you've gone through certain things in your life and you found somewhat peace and you're a person that just learns from things that happen, just keep trusting yourself. You will make the decision that's going to navigate you into where you're trying to be. So I'm really, really taking power into that, and it feels good to do that. So just trust the process and trust Bree. So that's that.
Today's episode is called Back to the Motherland, the Ultimate Meet, where we're going to speak to our Sabrina, who has recently gone back since, how old were you? About 2?
About 3.
Yeah. So when she was 2, she left Nigeria, and we're looking at her going back after 30 odd years to see her father and go back to the motherland. So I've got a few statistics here. So, according to Google, 23% of children in the US live in a single parent household. In the UK, that's 21%, i.e. 1 in 4. In Russia, it's 18%. Denmark, it's 17%. Now, apparently to statistics, they say that girls are more likely to suffer anxiety and depression, and boys are more likely to struggle with behavioural issues. So obviously, we've gone through a life-changing experience. Can you tell us what prompted you to decide to go back to see your father and go back to Nigeria, the motherland?
So ultimately, I've recognized that having that, not having a father and not growing up around that male figure, apart from my brother, I had my older brother, it's fine, but it did actually impact my decision making when it came to relationships. And I've been single for long enough, so like I needed a change. I needed change, and actually, since turning 40, something happened to me where I just thought, I knew this for years, and actually when I grew up, when I was younger, I just wasn't interested at all in my thought. Like I had no feeling, there was no love, there was no hate either. It was just like none, it was nothing. But I also used to say that it would be a shame if he ever died and I never got to meet him. As a child, I used to say that. So, fast forward many, many years, and always traveling, just never choosing Nigeria wanted to be one of them. I just had a bit of an epiphany, really, and I just thought, I think I'm ready. First of all, I wasn't ready. I'm ready to just be in his spirit and his energy, just to feel something. Like, it's just not normal to not feel nothing for this particular person that brought you life somehow. So yeah, I wanted to feel, and I felt like that was going to be I was hoping, should I say, that was going to be a direct impact into feeling something when it came to relationship. I have great relationships as in friends and stuff, but when it came, for some reason, I do things differently when it comes to romantic relationships. And I wouldn't say I necessarily sabotage it or anything, but I just don't make any decisions, or I just don't feel. And so I just could just carry on been single for a long time. And so, I was ready to that needed to change, girl. Yeah.
Did you have to prepare in terms of going, like emotionally? Like, how did you sort of like gear yourself up?
I think it was more mentally. Like, I did a lot of visualization because, So we lived in Nigeria, my mom, my brother, when I was a child and so forth. So, and we had to leave. We left. So with that, there was probably a little bit of trauma without even realizing. There was trauma from my mum's side, my brother's side, and my side, whichever. We all take things differently based on character, right? So I had to try to disregard some of the thought process that I may have grown up with, and just remind myself what I'm trying to get out of this, and that was to feel and to feel free. But though it's such a weird feeling of not feeling nothing, but yet still feeling like there's just something. I can't even still describe it. So mentally, just visualize how it's going to be when I get there, and there was a lot of physical preparation, which I can only be thankful for my other siblings from my dad's side who have over the years, many, many years ago, tried to reach out. I just shut it down, wasn't interested. And again, like my heart just started opening when I turned 40. A lot of things started happening when I turned 40, and I started being open to receive. And so physically, my brothers and siblings all chipped in and helped out, like where I was going to stay, visas, and then actually building that relationship. So physically, that had to happen, and just make sure it was safe as well, because, going back to Nigeria for the first time in years, like I weren't trying to get kidnapped or anything like that. But
I've heard about a few.
It happens actually.
It does happen.
So so that part, and then just more emotionally. But I was ready. I felt grounded to do it. I actually felt grounded to do it. So
I saw that in you actually before you went. Like this was, the ultimate moment for that to happen. Mm-hmm. So what was it like seeing him for that first time?
Honestly, so I talk about this numbness, right? So when I first, there was a whole load. First of all, going to Nigeria was just amazing. Like it just felt like home. The moment I came out of the plane, it was hot, as you know, like my whole weather. But I actually felt this is home. I actually felt like home. I wasn't scared. It did help that I knew that I had security that was picking me up at the airport. I was gonna get escorted in a black SUV. We had police in front. Like no, my kind of.
So welcome to Nigeria.
But I weren't royalty, but like I got sorted. Me and my brother, they sorted it. Like they had to make sure, because you imagine we're going there and after all that something happens to us, that wouldn't have gone down well. But I'm so grateful for that. But so in terms of but then we had to go into Lagos and then travel down to Asaba, which is where my dad is. But typical, where we got to to get the internal flights, it was like an 8-hour delay. No reason, no nothing. Like it was
That's
just
African man time.
I know, it was crazy. So it was that part. So we had it all planned, how we were going to meet and go to his house and so forth. But by the time we got to Sabah, it was just way too late. But actually, that's the best thing that could have happened. Because then what we decided is that where we were going to stay, we weren't going to stay with him initially. It meant that he can come to us, which was a bit like, ooh, is he going to stay over like for the first time and stuff? But anyway, the first initial meeting, I still felt numb, truthfully. I was excited to be in Nigeria, but that feeling of, it wasn't like, oh my God, my dad. It wasn't like that at all. I still felt numb to it. But at the same time, I was excited. I wanted to feel. But actually, what got me to feel, the first hug that my brother gave to my dad, that's when I started to feel. But it was more about my brother, because my brother only wanted to come for me. He actually was not interested to go. And I'm so happy that actually in the end, for him, he got something out of it as well. But I knew it was going to get something out of it. We both went for different reasons. But in the end, he got something maybe a little bit even more for him, but that's a whole different story. But it was just a prolonged hug, and to see my brother who I grew up with, and it was that I actually felt something, but it was more about my brother than anything. And then when I hugged him, I still didn't actually feel anything, but I knew it was good.
Would you say there was a sense of like awkwardness? How did you?
There actually wasn't
feel comfortable in the moment.
Because I prepared mentally. There was no awkwardness. But again, that initial numbness, but then as we, went into the house, they had all these little cousins, he has his partner, and they were just so welcoming.
It's nice. So you're eating up.
And I started to get excited I started to feel something, and I think the feeling was excited, thinking, okay, this is going to be right. Like it was late, it was like 9-10 o'clock. And then he, started getting his toiletry bags to come and stay, and got his little bottle. He makes alcohol. I know, that's
That's surreal.
I know.
You know where
I get that
get
from,
the liking
right? I
of
get that from the
alcohol
French
from.
side as well. But then so he got a bottle. I was like, okay, this is going to be relaxed. Like, and then so I started to feel it was just a nice feeling. So I started to feel something. Still wasn't sure exactly what it is, but I was like, okay, this is my dad. Like, this is right. Like, I can't believe I'm actually in Nigeria. Like, 41 years. Like, do you know what I mean? Doing this, and then when I relaxed, and when we went back to the apartment we were staying at, we stayed up to like 6 o'clock in the morning, just drinking and just talking.
Did it feel quite surreal?
It did.
Like,
it absolutely felt so surreal. That, 37, 38 years, like, I'm actually, and the thing is, I didn't actually have any questions for him.
You didn't?
I didn't have any questions to ask. The only thing I realized that I just want to be in his spirit. I just need to be around his energy.
Say it. So what he's trying to say is, whoever starts with God never misses his way.
Because I wanted to feel, like I just want to feel. I want to feel something I should be feeling.
Would you say that elder masculine energy from like afar? Obviously, you've had your mother in your life your whole life.
I wouldn't even say
more?
that. I
No?
just wanted to feel like this because I feel like it's not normal to go through life. You either hate or like, or hate or love, and
you've been
those
indifferent.
two ways you can navigate that. If you hate someone, okay, let me find healing and peace.
Yeah.
If you love someone, let me, whatever. Like, but when there's nothing, I just wanted to feel, so I did end up asking questions, but my question is more like, so we grew up with having just my mum's side of things, which actually was pretty much, I was quite surprised, pretty much accurate, the stories, because, memory is selective and she's going to say her side. And one thing she never did was talk bad. She just spoke the truth about what happened. He said his bit. So it was nice to just have his story. So to get from different perspective, and actually now nice that there were some in alignment. There were some small things that weren't necessarily lines, but I was just receiving it. And I just started to feel, and I started to get excited. Okay, it was surreal. Yeah.
So what I want to ask is, why so long? Why now?
I wasn't
and
ready.
Not years ago.
I wasn't ready. I've got my younger sibling from my dad's side that tried to reach out long time ago. I actually became Facebook friends with him and here and there, but I just wasn't, truthfully, I just wasn't ready. And when they reached out, the truth is, that's so bad, but I actually thought, I thought they wanted something from us. And actually, one of the beautiful things from this is that I realized they didn't. If anything, we probably need some from them, I'll be honest. It was that kind of, so I just wasn't ready, and I became ready. And then, because, they tried to reach out and just shut it down completely. And this time when I was ready, they embraced it with open arms. Like I'm so grateful for my siblings to just help make it happen. That's for sure. Hey, what up?
So obviously I can see from when you returned, this has been completely life-changing for you. How has it impacted your life since coming back, would you say?
Peace. Oh my God. I keep using this word peace, guys. I cannot you cannot underestimate the feeling of just peace in your heart, in your mind. Life ain't perfect. I haven't got the millions yet. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Yes. But I peace, and then I can see how it's insane actually. So because I feel at peace, and because it did something, I didn't have questions to ask per se, apart from just what happened, but just that spirit's just been in me. Okay, there was two things: meeting my father, and then also going back to Nigeria and feeling at home in Nigeria, eating some good food. And I've come back and I've been cooking
I saw you pounding the yam and everything. I was like, she's going to get herself a Nigerian husband.
I just embraced it. Do you know what I mean? And I love all that as well. He's got goats and he's growing papaya, it's growing sour sop in his garden. I love all that. It's just
fresh.
Just going back, I'm like, this is how we're supposed to eat. Having papaya here is what? £8 per thing you can get for £1 over there, which obviously grows there.
Yeah.
It was just great for that. But I am just as well, I've been opening more to relationships. And it's funny, since this has happened, I have met people. So obviously I came off the dating app for a while. It's just become so tedious, wasn't it? It was so tedious, and I just had to come off it for a while. I just thought, I can't do this. I need organic. And since then, I have been meeting people organically. And it's just, but I know it's something just opened up, and I cannot describe it, but, I've been navigating, and it's going in a really interesting and good direction.
You know what? Like I said, when you came back, I could see that in you, that there's been this shift shift.
Yeah,
I don't. It's
there's
hard to.
been a shift.
It's an energy I'm feeling from you, definitely. Yeah, and that's obviously happened from when you come back. So I know you touched on it a little bit, but can you tell us more about Nigeria, your experience, like places you visited, and
we did
'cause I
a
know you're
lot.
moving around quite a bit. I know you've
Every 2 days, but this is all part of the jet setting lifestyle as well.
I know.
This is kind of so
This gal, she's
2 days in
royalty.
Lagos, 2 days in Asaba, 2 days in Abuja, and went to Enugu. Like every 2 days, I'll fly in.
And sorry, how long did you go for again?
10 days.
And
So
you
it was
did
a
all
lot.
of that?
I know it was a lot, to be fair, because I have family in different areas. So again, I only spent a few days with my father. The rest of the time was just going to different areas. I wanted to just go meet my other family as well and just explore and just eat some good food. And I went to church a few times. I mean,
Yeah, you went to-
my siblings are like big pastors out there. I didn't realize.
So okay.
Yeah,
so maybe that sort of made you start thinking of God, and
it's really interesting because I never thought about that until recently for some reasons. Because I was like, I'm not really. I went to the church just to, because I I understand the power of prayer. I've gone to church here and there. Like sometimes, like my best friend, she goes to church, and sometimes I say, let me come with you. I don't know, when my spirit takes me there, I will go. But to see it in this capacity, I thought, so I think maybe it did do something like subtle. Actually, you're right. Probably that's probably what catapulted it as well a little bit. But so yeah, just the food, hot weather. I didn't get to sunbathe. You don't do sunbathing there, boy. But you know how I like my sunbathing. That doesn't happen over there. But and just embracing it, I felt. I mean, it did help. I had security though, but I felt safe.
They had guns. I think,
literally, but it was nice. So my plan is, I want to keep going back. I want to keep going back. Again, it wasn't, I'm going to have this big relationship with my dad necessarily. No, actually, like we've touched base and stuff. I just feel at peace with it. It's fine. What has been happening is I'm developing more of a relationship with my siblings. Which I used to be quite on calling them my half brothers. Just this little thing. I don't know if this is a thing, just out of loyalty of my brother who I've grown up with. Yeah. And that was where that disconnect was happening. But now I just call them my brothers and sisters, and which I know for some people probably viewing this as like, well, that's not a thing. Like, but to me, that's how I know I'm just connecting. And so, yeah, that's feeding. I'll be honest, the most important bit is feeding into my actual relationships as well, and decisions I'm making when it comes to dating. And I'm becoming the person I should be, and therefore I'm attracting the person that's for me. Sounded good, isn't it?
So from what you so it sounds like overall it's like been a positive, experience in terms of how it's impacted your life now. What else can you sort of leave us with in regards to the positive impact it's had, I would say? Yeah. Just
figure out what it is that you want for your life and what's missing. And I just knew that. I think that was a bit of a missing puzzle. There probably is going to be other missing puzzles as I navigate and explore certain feelings, and other things will open. But that was actually quite a big thing. I'm so happy I did it. I actually feel really proud of myself to do it.
I'm proud of you,
I'm
girl.
so like, I know that's really, I'm gassing myself up for that, because it was a big decision, and it's just opened doors. It really has. So like, if there is something that is holding you back in whichever capacity, like relationships are just like what we've gone through as children, as it really is navigating your decision making as adult. If you're not happy with certain decision, you got to be honest with yourself about it, and try as much as possible to go back to the source and try to. You can do that through therapy. To be fair, I probably should have had a proper therapy.
Yeah,
I still haven't.
Oh, I
haven't.
Yeah.
I am open to it. When I know that you've been, going to your bereavement, and I am open to it. But this in itself was therapy, and I will at some point. But it's been just find what the missing pieces and do it and make a decision. Making decisions will open doors, and that's.
You know what? Like, I know it's a little bit different because I lost my dad, obviously, at 16. He passed away. But I do feel, actually, I've been thinking a lot of this recently, that has also had an impact on how I navigate dating, not having that fatherly figure as I went into womanhood. So obviously it's from a different perspective, but it's essentially the same thing, not having that present figure there. So yeah, that definitely resonates with me.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think having an absent parent in whichever capacity, no matter like how small it is going to impact you. And I think it impacts, just like what you mentioned in stats, like for women and men, it just impacts us differently.
Yeah, like I'm sure it impacts, say, my brother in a different way because he's a man.
As a man.
So,
you know,
yeah.
So just seek the whatever answers you can try to get, because if you want the best out of life, you kind of need to try to get it complete a little bit. I don't think life can ever get completed as you know, there's always something, once you open one door, but
of course,
enough for you to just be able to move on to the next part of your life. So yeah, I will just close with just don't fear. There was a lot of fear with this initially, and just do it. It could be in anything.
Yeah, any
just
capacity. Yeah, so, I agree. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much, Sabrina. Like today, I just feel like even me as your friend for 15 odd years, I've got to know you a bit more. Because I think one of the things I did say when you returned, because we were going to talk about it here, don't tell me too much.
Yeah.
Let's explore things in the moment. But yeah, thank you so much. You've been really sort of personable
Thank
today.
you.
Yeah.
It's actually been nice to talk about it. This is my therapy.
Yeah.
I'll get professional help at some point, maybe if I need it at some point.
Or just continue to talk to people.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a therapy in itself. It's not always about seeing a trained professional, even though I do recommend that. But yeah, it's all about talking. Don't keep things inside.
For sure. So, yeah. So we have, at the end of each episode, we are going to start playing the DNS pick and tree. And what that is that there is one pile of pick. So you pick, is going to be a questions on there. We don't know what the questions are. It's going to be written by our producer. And then the other pile is a treat. So whoever who's chosen to pick, if they don't want to answer the question, because it's just too whatever, they have to pick the treat. And therefore they have to treat whatever's on there, the other person, like myself.
So this week, Sabrina will be choosing. So Sabrina, if you take a pick, let's see what her pick is going to be today, guys. Drum roll, please do drum roll. Let's see.
So if you could choose between understanding all animal language or being able to speak any language in the world, which would you choose and why? Let me just have a think about that. What benefit could I get from understanding? I don't know. Is that an easy one? I know, because actually it'd be interesting to probably connect with animals, but what purpose? For what purpose though? So let me think, because, you know, dogs and, what am I going to get out of it? I'm not really a animal person.
If you're a pet person, it's good.
Yeah. Yes, true, actually. You're right. That isn't it. No, thanks for
sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
All right, it will be a language. It will be a language. Though it will be interesting to connect, because sometimes though, because I'm quite an empath, I look at some animals sometimes, I just think, I wonder what you're thinking. You know, they look so, like, do they really think like her? Anyway, that's going somewhere else. But no, language. And what language would it be then?
Well, you've already got a language already, haven't you?
I mean, I speak French. So let's say I would like Spanish, a sexy language.
Oh, yes.
And actually a lot of countries I've been to, Mexico, DR, like they all speak Spanish. Yeah, Spanish.
Second most spoken language.
Oh, is it? Look at you. Okay. Go, girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Languages, that's what I'll pick. All right.
Cool.
So don't forget to subscribe and follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, like, share the love. And thank you for listening to my little story. And hopefully that you guys can take something from this, whatever it may be. Until next time.
Much love, guys.
Mwah.
Bye.
Shout